Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 1 of the Pokemon Black 2 Randomized Apocalocke. It's a brand new Nuzlocke variant made up by yours truly. So before we get this episode underway, let us quickly go over the rules so you all actually know what is going on, and you can play along as well if you want to on your own Pokemon games. So the first rule is it has to be a regular Nuzlocke, just like all other Nuzlockes. You can only catch the first Pokemon on each route, and if a Pokemon faints it has to be boxed or released. There's no exemptions to that at all. Each Pokemon has to be nicknamed. You can nickname whatever you want, but they have to have some form of nickname. And this is where the Apocalypse part comes in. At the start of your playthrough, you have to roll a dice or use a random number generator. Depending on what number you get, depends on what Apocalypse has affected your Pokemon world. At the moment, the Apocalypses are, and if you do an Apocalocke, feel free to change the Apocalypses or add some more ones if you want to. That is perfectly fine, that is up to you. My ones are, if I roll a 1, then we get a Tsunami, which means only water, grass, flying and dragon type Pokemon can be used, as they are the only Pokemon to have survived a tsunami, in my opinion. Apocalypse number 2, and if we roll a number 2, it'll be a Heat Wave, which means we can only use fire, rock, electric or ground type Pokemon. If you roll a number 3, it is a Blizzard, which means only ice, dark, steel or fighting type Pokemon can be used. And if you roll a 4, and this is probably the most gruesome of the Apocalypses in my opinion, it's a Nuclear Warfare Apocalypse, which means you can only use poison, bug, psychic or ghost type Pokemon. Now then, I'm sure those of you who have a shrewd eye have realised that a couple of types are missing. If you find a normal type during your playthrough and you can catch it, normal types are able to be used in any Apocalypse at all. I feel like those are types of Pokemon. Normal types are so diverse that they can adapt to anything that happens, so they can survive no matter what. On the flip side, if you are doing this in X and Y, you cannot use fairies. All fairies die no matter what Apocalypse happens, because fairies don't survive. That's pretty much it. There is one exemption to this rule, or to these Apocalypses, and that is your starter Pokemon. Your starter Pokemon, if you are playing randomized, is exempt from the Apocalypses. This just being that if you roll a Tsunami and none of your starter Pokemon are water, grass, flying or dragon, just so you don't have to start with no Pokemon pretty much. The starter Pokemon is exempt. Now then, I took this part from Shady Penguin's Combo Lock, so shout out to him. It's a great series, he's a great YouTuber, you should check him out, it's down below in the description. Go watch that series. But each Pokemon or each route encounter will be treated as if finding a survivor from an Apocalypse, and will have a special scenario. So this is just like the Combo Lock that he done, and like I said, this idea came from him, he gave me permission to use it, so big shout out to him. So, when we are going to have a route encounter, if we roll a number 1, this survivor is considered a loner. He doesn't trust the rest of your group, and as such, he cannot switch out of battle once it has started. Meaning, if I was to capture a Crobat, and I was to fight a gym leader, and Crobat was the first Pokemon in my party, I would have to use Crobat for that whole battle until it wins or until it faints. There is no swapping out. If when we are doing the route encounter we roll a 2 or a 3, this survivor comes as a pair and they have survived together. These two Pokemon will be treated as a wedlock couple. If you don't understand what a wedlock couple is, that means that one of them has to be male, one of them has to be female. If you are battling with the male Pokemon, for example, then you can only switch into the female Pokemon for that battle, as they only trust each other. If the male Pokemon was to faint, then the female Pokemon has to come into battle regardless, and is the only one that can participate until the end of the battle. So, that's that part. Also, this scenario requires 2 party spaces. If you do not have 2 party spaces, both the Pokemon are put in the box. And they can't be withdrawn one at a time. You have to use both at the same time. If we roll a 4 or a 5, this survivor is a true survivor and can be brought onto your party no matter what type they are. Which means, for example, if we was to roll a Heat Wave, that means normally we could only use fire, rock, electric or ground types. However, if we roll a 4 or a 5, they can be any type because they are a true survivor. And if we roll a number 6, This survivor is sick due to the disaster and can only use 3 moves for the whole time he is being used. That's not just 3 moves in each battle, that's 3 moves for the whole entire lifespan. Which means you have to pick your 3 moves and then that's it, you can't use a 4th one. So, you learn your 4 moves at the start, say tackle, growl, bubble and, I don't know, withdraw. You have to pick one that you don't use anymore, so say we don't use withdraw, and you have to keep the withdraw on there the whole time and start forgetting and remembering all the other ones. And these scenarios can be changed around as well, depending on however you feel like doing them. You can have, I don't know, you can have anything, any other scenario you think might arise from apocalypses. Like I said though, this idea came from Shady Penguin, so big shout outs to him. So, if you need to write down the rules, or if you need a copy of the rules, they will be in the description below. And yeah, basically for this series, just to keep better track of what Pokemon is which, the Pokemon will be nicknamed and then they'll have the number behind them. So like I said, number 1 is a loner, number 2, 3, wedlock couple, just so I can keep a better track of everything. Also, before we start off, if you answer the question of the day, that is how I'll be nicknaming my Pokemon. So the people who leave comments in the video down below, the comment section there, down there, whoever leaves a comment has the chance to have the Pokemon nicknamed after them. You guys said you wanted more fan interaction, and there you go, more fan interaction. So, make sure you leave comments on every video, and there's a good chance you could have a Pokemon nicknamed after you. But it has to be question of the day answers. So, without further ado, let's get this started. Like I said, starter Pokemon are exempt, so you guys will be able to choose the starter at the end of this video. That is the question of the day for today. Let us get on to Miss Juniper! Hi there! Welcome to the world of Pokemon! I gave her a Mickey Mouse voice. Give it to the world of Pokemon! Haha! My name is Professor Juniper! Everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor! Haha! Let's count. If you are a alcohol drinker and you are legal to drink alcohol and you have alcohol right now, we should play a game where, in fact, I'm going to go get my drink right now. Not alcohol, but, whoops. This is, like, some kind of juice. But every time she says the word Pokemon, you have to take a sip of your drink. Because I guarantee she's going to say it 100 freaking times. That's right, this world is wildly inhabited by mysterious creatures called Pokemon! Pokemon! Have mysterious powers. They come in many shapes and live in many different places. We humans live happily with I can't sip every time because I gotta read it, but you guys feel free to. That's 3 already. Living and working together, we complement each other. We help each other out to accomplish difficult tasks. Having Pokemon battle one another is particularly popular, and it deepens the bonds between people and Pokemon. And that is why I research Pokemon. Please stop, Juniper. I can't keep it up. Care to tell me about yourself? No, I really don't. Are you a boy or a girl? I am a girl and my name is Trixie. Just joking, that is Callum, not me. Love you, Callum. You're a boy. I'd like to know your name. Okay, my name is Laser. My name is You Exile for this. My name is You. No. Jesus Christ, Liam, come on, get your head in the game. Just type in. Your name is You Exile. Yes, it is. Wonderful name. Not going to read this part in her voice. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your friend, the older boy who lives nearby. Would you mind telling me his name? For the sake of this series, my rival is going to be another YouTuber. You all know him. You all love him. He is going to be JJ the frickin' jet plane. Swiggy swag, what's in the bag? That is going to be my rival on this one. Mr. J. You Exile, I'm going to entrust you with a Pokemon. I'm sure you'll be great partners. The moment you choose the Pokemon that will accompany you on your journey, your story will truly begin. Do you know what? I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm going to talk for a second. Could you imagine doing like a shot lock where every time someone said the word Pokemon, or every time one of your Pokemon fainted, you'd have to take a shot of whiskey? You'd be dead already if you was to do that. You'd be dead already. But while this is going on, I am going to roll my dice and we are going to decide what apocalypse is going to befall this beautiful world you can see on the screen. So let us roll the dice. It might be a bit loud. Let's see what it is. I haven't even seen it yet myself. It's a 1. That is a 1 because I'm using Monopoly dice, which means we have a Tsunami, which means we can only use water, grass, flying or dragon types. Oh boy! Water, grass, flying, or dragon types. That is a selection. I'm not a big fan of dragon types as such, but flying, we can get Crobat, we can get the Fat Bat in. Water and grass is a pretty diverse mix. By the way, dual typings, I forgot to mention this. Dual typings such as Swampert, who's a water and ground. You can use him as a water type for Tsunami or a ground type for Heatwave. So dual typings you can be used for either one. Oh hi! Why Aura Juniper? It's been far too long. What can I do for you? Wow, a Pokédex for my child? That's what I got it for Christmas, bitch! What? That's great. I think a journey would be a wonderful experience. I spit all over my screen when I said that. What now? She's already here? Oh, for Pete's sake, you never change. Once you've decided on something, you just start going. It sickens me. It makes me angry. That's it. We're going to Judge Judy. Okay, maybe not. Just gonna describe Bianca. Why not? I'm gonna be drinking a lot as well because I have a very sore throat in a moment. And it's the only thing that keeps me alive. You exile, I'm home. Okay. Right. Here's where she basically tells you about your tutorial about stuff, about bag and stuff. So while she's saying that, I'm just going to talk a bit more about this challenge. Feel free to do your own Apocalocke challenges. In the comments, you can tell me what you think of the actual lock. You can tell me if you think it's too complicated. That idea did cross my mind a bit, but I feel like if you concentrate on it and like you know what you're doing, especially leaving the numbers in the nicknames, definitely easy to keep a hold of or keep track of. Let me know if you think it's a stupid idea. Let me know if you think it's a great idea. Let me know if you're going to play along in your own games. You can play along with your own games. It can be on any game you want. Silver, Heart Gold, Diamond, X and Y. It can be on any game you want. You want a Pokédex, right? Sure do. Sure do. Sure do. And they don't have to be randomized. I'm just randomizing them for the pure fact that I think it might be easier to find... it'll be easier to find the Pokemon types that you need. So you roll the dice before you go onto a route, and then the Pokemon you find... Or, no, I suppose since you can only use a limited amount of times, you'd go through the route, and when you find one you can use, then you roll the dice to see what scenario you would find. So, yeah. I actually can't wait for this. I hope this is going to... I hope this is like really great. I'm so hyped to be starting. I've actually been planning this lockout since about February. It's Jay. Where's your bag, Jay? You got a Pokemon? I can't do Jay's voice. I would do Jay's voice, but I can't. I'm not even gonna try and do Jay's voice. There aren't any Pokemon trainers around here, and I'm getting bored. Actually, I should give him like a Eddie Murphy voice. What's that? I can't do Eddie Murphy either. I'm so bad. A person named Bianca's really giving you a Pokemon. Really? You exile. If you get a Pokemon, take real good care of it, okay? I don't know why I made her sound like Herbert from Family Guy, but... Fuck it. Jay, your sister's Herbert from Family Guy. Need someone I can trust besides my partner Pokemon. A Pokemon I can trust, or someone I can trust. That's right, I'm talking about you. Sorry. Jesus Christ. You seem like you've got good instincts, kid. You got good instincts, kid, see? You head on home. Wow. Wow, Jay. So rude to your sister. Go home, now. Let's go find that person named Bianca. Just for the record, I hate Bianca. But I feel like Black 2 is like a very good game for this because there's already a semi-apocalypse thing going on with Kyurem. With spoilers, Kyurem freezing like half the planet and crap. So, I got to battle Gehestis at the end, and he craps so much on everyone. Right, Bianca, you guys, the video is going to end at the starter selection screen. You guys get to choose the starter. The outlook is Aspertias? Most famous spot. Okay, I'll bet Bianca is up there looking at the scenery. I bet she's up there perving on children. That seems like something... Actually, how old's Bianca? She's got to be like 14. She ain't perving. It's so pretty. Hey there, don't you agree? I should give Bianca like a proper gravelly voice. My name's Bianca, and I'm the assistant of the Pokemon Professor, Professor Juniper. By the way, I'm looking for someone. Do you know a person named you Exile? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're you, Exile? Oh, wow! You're exactly like I remember. Or what I heard, not I remember. I've never seen you before. Those aren't my children. I demand a DNA test. Nice to meet you. I have a really important request to ask you. Will you help us complete the Pokedex? No, you're not Richard Nixon. I gave you a Nixon voice. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Cheers, mate. Your support will help Professor Juniper's research move forward. Filling up the Pokedex is totally bitchin'. Alrighty then. Ta-da! In here's the little bugger that will be your partner. So guys, are we ready to choose my starters? You can leave your votes in the comment section below, or there will be a straw poll in the description as well, and on my Twitter where you can vote as well. All votes will be tallied up and will be given out. You have until, I'm going to say tomorrow to vote, because I'm going to record the next episode possibly on Wednesday. So you have tonight and tomorrow to vote. Next episode will be recorded on 29th of October. So yeah, let's see what we got. We have a Hypno. We have a Cradil. Oh, Cradil. I love Cradillies. Hypno's pretty damn cool as well. And we have a Scumbrion. Okay, guys. So, leave your votes for which starter Pokemon you want to see me use. Hypno, Cradilly, or Umbreon. Remember, starter Pokemon are exempt from the apocalypse, so it can be any of these Pokemon that you want to see. Remember, we did roll a Tsunami, which means when we do catch Pokemon, we can only use water, grass, flying, or dragon types. Make sure you leave your comments below. The people who leave comments below will have the chance to have Pokemon nicknamed after them. So, thank you for watching the first episode of Pokemon Apocalocke. Make sure you leave plenty of likes on it if you want to see more of it, and you think it's a good idea, and you love it, and you love me, and you love life, and yeah, if you're positive. So, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time for the next part of the Pokemon Black 2 Randomized Apocalocke very soon. Take care, and bye-bye.